The whisper of the banyan tree. At the edge of the sleepy village of Shantinagar, where the road turned to dust and silence, stood a solitary cottage beneath an ancient banyan tree. This was the home of Amma. Her hair was a cloud of silver, and her face a map of gentle wrinkles, but her eyes held the warm, steady glow of a lantern in the dusk. Though she lived alone, her small home was never empty of warmth. Every evening, villagers would gather under the sprawling branches, drawn not by grand solutions, but by the quiet peace that seemed to radiate from her. Life in Shantinagar was a tapestry of simple joys and hard struggles. The rains were fickle, sickness visited without warning, and the men often had to travel far to the city for work, leaving behind anxious families. One morning, a young woman named Mira stood at Amma's doorway, her shoulders slumped under an invisible weight. Her eyes, usually bright like a sparrow's, were rimmed with red. "Amma," Mira's voice trembled, "it's been 4 months since Arjun left for the city. The last of the grain is gone, and little Rohan's cough, it keeps me awake all night. I try to be strong, but the silence in the house just echoes with fear. What if he never comes back? What if I fail my son?" Amma didn't offer empty comforts. She simply patted the space beside her on the woven mat. "Come, child, sit with this fear for a moment. Tell me, when you look at your sleeping son, what do you see?" "I see his fever. I see my helplessness." "Look again," said Amma softly. "Look past the cough. See the life in him, the strength of his breath fighting the illness. That is your strength too." Seeing Mira's confusion, her gaze grew distant, as if looking into a story written on the air itself. "Let me share a tale my own grandmother told me," she began. "Long ago, a young potter lived in a village like ours. A fierce storm ruined his entire stock of finished pots, his livelihood shattered in a night. Devastated, he went to the riverbank, staring at the churning water, seeing only his ruin reflected. An old woman, washing clothes, watched him. After a while, she called out, "Young man, what does the river give you today?" "Nothing but mud and broken things," he cried. The woman smiled. "Look at your hands. They are empty. But are they broken? The storm took your pots, but it gifted you the very clay to make new ones. It cleared the old to make space for the new. Your eyes are fixed on what is gone, so your hands cannot feel what is already here." The potter looked down. The storm had indeed left the banks rich with fresh, soft clay. He had been sitting on his new beginning all along. Amma turned back to Mira, her eyes holding the young woman's. "Mira, your heart is that riverbank right now. It feels barren, covered in the debris of fear, but beneath that lies the clay of your courage, your love for Rohan, your resilience. Nurture that. Your thoughts are the sculptor's hands. Will they dig in the mud, or will they shape something new from it?" A flicker of understanding dawned in Mira's eyes. "So my thinking isn't just feeling, it's doing?" "It is the first and most important doing," affirmed Amma. "When you wake, don't just wait for the day to happen. Declare it. Say, 'Today I am to shelter. Today I will find one reason to smile for my son.' This is not pretending all is well. It is choosing to be the wellspring of your own strength." Mira returned home, Amma's words a quiet mantra in her heart. The next morning, instead of dreading the silence, she opened the window and whispered, "Today we are safe. Today we are strong." She sang to Rohan while preparing a simple herbal brew. Her worry didn't vanish, but it no longer sat in the driver's seat. She reached out to a neighbor who shared some turmeric and ginger. Weeks passed. One afternoon, the village postman's bicycle bell rang outside her home. It was a money order from Arjun with a short note. "Found steady work. Miss you both terribly. Home soon. Your last letter gave me hope." Her last letter, written after her visit to Amma, had been filled not with desperate pleas, but with stories of Rohan's small improvements and her own renewed hope. She ran to Amma, the note clutched like a treasure. "Amma, you were right. Things are changing." Amma shook her head, a wise smile gracing her lips. "No, my dear, you changed. You tended the garden of your mind, and now life brings its flowers. The world will always have storms, but a tree that bends with the wind and seeks the sun will always stand taller than one that only fears the rain." Word of Mira's transformation, subtle yet profound, rippled through Shantinagar. The villagers didn't come to Amma for miracles, but for that gentle reminder that within them lay an unbreakable tool, the power to choose their perspective. And under the benevolent shade of the great banyan tree, they learned that the most powerful magic was not in changing the world, in changing the world within.